And we're live.
All right, live. Get the recipe information up. All right.
All right. Welcome to another exciting episode of Northwest Brewmeisters. Right for the Tim, winter spiced ales, winter ales, something or other. Anyways, my name's
spiced ales.
Spicy?
I think it's a spiced winter ale.
Spiced winter.
Or winter spiced ale.
Winter. I don't know. Grammar is important, and we have no grasp on the concept. Anyways, I'm Jamie.
I'm Steve.
We are just two guys from the Pacific Northwest who like beer.
Think you should too.
In fact, we know you should too. If you don't like beer, we're going to start a new podcast, Therapy for People Who Don't Like Beer.
And if you're here, you're either morbidly curious or you like beer.
Yeah, so in any case, today we're doing winter ales. And Steve is going to read
Spiced winter ales.
Spiced winter ales because Christmas.
Right.
And the holidays and Thanksgiving. And because we don't do pumpkin spice. Why don't we do pumpkin spice?
Because it's not for us.
That's right.
This is our version of pumpkin spice.
That's right. This is what real people drink. What am I doing? I'm going to share this with
I don't know
people.
what you're doing. All right. Spiced winter ale. Actually, it was written down as winter spiced ale, so whatever.
Okay.
We'll figure it out one day. All right, we did make this last year. It was okay. We decided that there were some things we were going to do differently this year. I think I changed my version of the recipe a little more than Jamie did his.
A lot more.
And we'll go into those details. So I'll tell you what's the same first. We're both using an ounce. Ooh, no, we're not. We're both using 8 ounces of caramel 120 malt. We're also using 8 ounces of Munich malt and an ounce of roasted barley. So our steeping grains have not changed. We kept those going like they should be. We both agreed to up the amount of spice and orange peel. Like instead of a half ounce, we kept the orange peel the same. We're going to put a half ounce of orange peel, but instead of 2 sticks of cinnamon, we're going to add 4 sticks of cinnamon. And instead of a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg, we're going to add a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. We felt there wasn't enough spice flavor in the beer last time, so hopefully we're not overdoing it by doubling everything. We'll find out.
So last time I was satisfied with the beer portion of things, but I didn't think it was spicy enough, basically.
Right.
Whereas Steve, go ahead, tell me what you didn't like about it.
To me, it didn't seem to have enough body or mouthfeel to it. It felt like you should have had a little more of a thickness, not like fork and knife thickness like certain beers, but just a little bit more to it. Considering that it was meant to be a heavier beer for the colder months kind of thing, And so one of the changes I made to mine is in addition to the steeping grains and then the 6.6 pounds of Breeze Sparkling Amber LME, I'm adding an extra pound of Sparkling Amber dry malt. Only reason I'm using dry malt is because I can get it in a pound as opposed to a 3.3 pound can. So I'm going to add a little bit more fermentables to mine, so the ABV should be a little higher and there should be a little bit more body, a little more mouthfeel to it. I did change my hops, the original hops, and Jamie's keeping the original hops. An ounce of Centennial at the 60-minute mark and an ounce of Fuggles at the 10-minute mark. I kept the Fuggles, but I got rid of the Centennial, and I'm going to take a look at the package because I forget what I grabbed instead. So yeah, Jamie alone!
Jamie alone!
Chinook!
How many times have you looked that up now?
Yeah, I know. And I decided on the Chinook hops because the alpha acid is a little bit higher, and that's what will counter the excessive sweetness of the malts, which is important in beer. If you don't use a bittering hop, your beer is just going to be stupidly sweet. It's like drinking iced tea.
No, it's those Asian malted drinks. Have you had those? They're like a malted drink. They're
really sweet though. Like a Chuhai that you're talking about. Nothing usually fruit juice based though.
No, they taste kind of like molasses.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Anyways, I drank this stuff, just out of dare. It was not good. It's not good. Don't
you get your fired?
I'm working on it. Look, see, I'm moving, I'm talking. In any case, it doesn't taste good. You just leave it there.
Right.
The grain tea that you make before the hops have done their job bittering it out does not taste good.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm using Chinook because the Chinook hops are a little more earthy, a little more woody, whereas the Centennial tend to be a little more citrusy. Which, I don't know. It's an experimental change. So if I don't like it, then I'll know not to use the Chinook again. I've used Chinook in the past making IPAs, and it kind of worked against me though. I don't use it anymore in IPA. So, but anyway, yeast. Jamie's using the Y yeast 1318, which is a London 3. I'm using the 1028, which is the London yeast. London 1, I guess you could say.
London 1.
And this is the same yeast we used last time, and it was all, we were just experimenting with it. So he was happy with his, I was happy with mine. So I'm gonna reason to change the yeast.
Yeah, I think this time around you got the flamethrower.
No, I forgot the flamethrower.
I wish you had a real flamethrower. That'd be really cool.
Right?
You know, I think Elon Musk still sells flamethrowers.
Maybe. Probably branded with a big X on them now.
Yeah,
so that's our Spice Winter Ale for 2023. It's unnamed because we just haven't settled on a recipe that's going to be repeatable yet. Maybe this will be it. We'll let you know in January. Or, actually, we'll probably be done by December.
Yeah, it's just
in December.
For those of you, I mean, obviously we've been absent for 3 or 4 weeks or something. We lost track. We just there was stuff going on. Life happened. We don't make millions of dollars or thousands of dollars or even dollars from this, so
we don't even make sense from
not
this.
even cents.
We don't make sense when we're doing this anyway.
Oh no, that was horrible. You know, you get out. The whole program's Jamie alone now. Yeah, so the point is, when life intrudes, it's kind of the thing. And we've got things coming up. There's some vacations, there's some holiday stuff that we're doing.
I'll be out of town. I'll be out of town.
So, point being, I think we're gonna make the 12th. We're gonna hit the 12th, right?
Right.
So we'll be back on the 12th. We're gonna do a brew session that day, and the next one after that would be. Well, we're gonna miss the next one because that's when I'll be hunting, and then. Anyways,
well,
hang in. We'll be back next year.
Maybe one day we'll do a calendar thing. You know.
Yeah, like actually figure this stuff out. And maybe do replays or edit things, but that takes more work.
That would mean we'd have to not broadcast it.
Well, you could do the highlights. That would mean we'd have to watch all these horrible episodes that we've made and make some highlight reel.
3 to 4 hours. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, no, not gonna do that, man.
I don't have time for that. We really have time to do what we're doing.
Yeah, we need to make more shorts. We got a great short. You should all go watch our short. We only have one, but it's hilarious.
All right. Well, you're kicking off, so that's good. You have to do your cold steep.
Yeah, I start from cold. We're both on the same, so obviously I went first.
Yep.
I will endeavor to stay on target. It's your job to keep me on target. Because I do have that bad habit of sidebarring and chatting while everything just does its thing over here.
Yeah, now that the air is cooler, opening and closing that door, we're going to have to keep an eye on boils too.
Yeah, that's true, because it will really, especially your pot. I feel so bad for you.
It's easy for my pot to all of a sudden need to be cranked up, and then always out of nowhere, bah,
Just by opening the door.
Yeah, ridiculous. It's worse when it's really in the middle of winter, but I mean early in the fall, so the early part of fall. So it's not too cold right now.
Right. But yeah,
it's nice and sunny out here.
Yeah, it's actually a gorgeous day and not too hot. It's some of my favorite weather, to be quite honest.
It could be a couple degrees warmer for me. Not much warmer, but just a little bit warmer.
Oh, I have to sign something. Okay.
And there's a fly here.
It happens. What are we looking for? Phones are down. Northwest Brewer Supply. Phones are down.
That's old.
Yeah, that old. But let's try this one.
The hot breaks aren't really like they were. They're not the informative educational ones. It's more hey, this is what's happening with the store.
Yeah, I've noticed that just over the past few.
So I don't think there's really a topical hot break.
Yeah, so well, but there is a quasi-local. We have at least 2 subscribers who are still local. So there are some changes with the supplier. So this is for the Northwest Washington folks up by in the Mount Burlington Vernon area.
Mount Burlington, huh?
Mount Vernon Burlington area. The folks that shop at Northwest Brewer Supply. So Ben has purchased the business completely. He's running it. Trevor has stepped off and he's going to go do. He actually is working on the ferries. We wish Trevor all the best. He's not gone, but he just won't be there as much.
I think Ben mentioned that Trevor will pop in periodically and hang out for a couple hours.
He did.
Do stuff around the store, But yeah, he's working for the state now, like full on. So.
Well, this is actually a note from Trevor.
Oh,
let you all know this is a long-term plan. Ben has been working here for 7 years, gaining a ton of knowledge, experience in the industry, customer relationships, friendships, and yeah, we like Ben a lot. By the time we showed up on the scene, it was Ben and Trevor.
Right.
So obviously it's a little bit of a mixed bag for Trevor, because his dad Larry started the store like long ago. So. Home brewers are easily the best group of people to be around. Totally true. Being able to share your delicious successes and your not so delicious successes. They're all successes, just some aren't so delicious.
Some aren't as delicious as the others.
Yeah. Let's raise a glass to the past and more importantly to the future of Northwest Brewers Supply as we welcome Ben to this new chapter. So you're right. That's more like a personal note from Trevor, which is good. Thank you, Trevor, for all the advice you gave us, and
absolutely.
Good luck on the new chapter of your life.
Hopefully we'll run into you at the shop every now and then.
All right, let's see what this one is. Hi, Jamie. Again, personalized. I love that. You be quiet.
It's automated.
Shut up, Steve. You're ruining it for me. Next thing you're going to tell me that professional wrestling is all fake. You know what? Don't say a word. I hate you now. I can't believe this hurts. This hurts. This is going to be a hard episode to get to. All right. I know the newsletter is late this month. You have my apologies. There's been a whirlwind of activity at the shop. Last week we sent you a letter that Trevor sold to Ben. Naturally, that was a seismic event. Yeah, you think so? And then, of course, they're doing the cider season is starting. And here we are sitting at the desk, and it's the middle of the month. It happens. We're not even reading it until November, and this is October's. So don't feel bad, man. Well, I guess there's still 3 days left in October. We have received several notes of congratulations from many of you. Yada, yada, yada. Trevor will still be around, but on a part-time basis, as he has been working for the Washington State Fair since April. This month, we raise a pint, or not quite a pint, to Charlie Papazian, or Papazian, or Papazian.
I always said Papazian, but then I got corrected.
Somebody said Papazian. So let's go with Papazian. Papazian sounds good.
Yeah, the grandfather of homebrewing.
He's the guy who kicked it all off for everyone. Although actually, he should be called the grandfather of modern homebrewing.
Right, because American homebrewing, modern American homebrewing.
Back when beer was safer to drink than water, that was like the wife's job. It was like, he cook breakfast, cook dinner, brew the beer.
He started doing this stuff in the late 70s, like organizing homebrewing things when it was still technically illegal. Like it was still illegal, but most law enforcement organizations didn't care as long as you weren't trying to distribute it.
You're talking like 20s, 70s?
No, like in the 70s. That's when he started making.
It was illegal to make beer in the 70s?
Homebrew, yeah.
What kind of stupid country do we live in?
Don't make me answer that.
I used to think this was the greatest. What? I am hurt. I mean, our country's done a lot of dumb things, but that's the dumbest. Anyways, okay, so yeah. Well, when I said, I was talking about the 70s too, but I was talking like the 1770s.
Oh, yeah.
Back. But yeah.
I wasn't alive back. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no experience either. Anyway, so good old Charlie. He really is. I mean, his books are like right up there with the Bible as far as the brewers world.
Oh yeah, I mean I'd be surprised if there's a homebrewer out there that has not read his original Joy of Home, the Complete Joy of Homebrewing. That's like the book that starts everybody off, you know. And it's by no means a beginner's book. It's just the book that just seems to be a good starting point for most homebrewers.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. It says if he wasn't as passionate as he was, you probably wouldn't be reading this right now, and the hobby certainly would not. I think he would. What he means is the hobby certainly would not be what it is today. I'm not quite sure. If he wasn't, yeah, that's what
Right.
it means.
Looking at the monitor to see if that's not moving.
You're right, it's not moving.
I could go.
I'm gonna go check that. That's moving, but that's all.
But that's right. That's live though. Yeah.
Wait, we're moving again.
We're moving.
It's moving again. Let me just check a different website. See if Twitter works.
All my lights are the correct light, so. Right in the middle of the broadcast.
Right in the middle. It always happens.
It always happens. What happens when you broadcast out of a garage?
Yeah, it is what it is.
Whatever.
Let's get back into this. Totally lost my train of thought. It's not hard for me to do.
We're talking about Charlie Papazian.
I got this all screwed up. All right, a little bigger, a little smaller, a little bigger, oh, okay, there we go. So if you take a peek at home brewing history, it's impossible to overlook Charlie Papazian, the godfather of home brewing, founder of the American Homebrewers Association, founder of the Great American Beer Festival, and author of one of the best books on the topic, The Complete Joy of Home Brewing.
Definitely.
And I don't know what edition we're up to.
Fourth is the current.
Fourth.
Yeah, when I got my first brewing equipment set, it was when third edition was the current version. In fact, I bought all my original brewing equipment from Larry, Trevor's dad, when he had to store it over down the course. Back in the day.
That was back in the day.
But I compared the two editions. There's really not much difference, you know. So
yeah,
you just kind of modernize some of the processes for today with today's, things we have available.
Sure. So he was born January 23rd, 1949. Papazian entwined his journey with brewing from an early age. What commenced as a single passion bloomed into a movement, subsequently transforming the American beer scene. Papazian's love for brewing propelled him to author The Complete Joy of Home Brewing, now in its fourth edition, in '84, which remains a seminal text in the field, often dubbed the Homebrewer's Bible. First edition volume of that book is on permanent display at the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History. Right. There we go.
You got it right.
Spawning a movement from the earliest days, teaching homebrewing classes in the basement with buckets from Kmart and grocery store bread yeast.
Jeez.
Holy crap, grocery store bread yeast. He had to know he was onto something. Before homebrewing was even legal, Papazian was teaching once a week with more students than spots to sit. One of his earliest students, Jeff LeBeche, would continue his own Beer Nirvana and co-create New Belgian Brewery. Fat Tire.
Yeah, Fat Tire.
Well, that's because you've actually read this book. I've read pieces and parts of it. I haven't read it as deeply as you have.
It's okay.
Maybe you should read this. Maybe you should just tell us about Papazian.
Oh, I've read the book. That's it.
I'm not being sarcastic, by the way. It's like maybe
I don't know much about his life. I just know bits and pieces of surface stuff. But I did read that book, almost from cover to cover. I mean, I didn't quite read every single page. There's a lot of recipe stuff in there. I didn't read every recipe. I just kind of felt
Mm-hmm.
But the instructional stuff,
I've
actually read all the instructional stuff. I mean, it takes you. I mean, the book doesn't assume you have any level of brewing knowledge, so it takes you from like I was just born yesterday to master, all grain brewer.
So anyhow, where was I? So Fat Tire is one of 5 years on my personal road to Beer Nirvana.
It's an amber ale.
I do know what Fat Tire is. I do not quite know what Beer Nirvana is. mainly because I don't know what Nirvana is. Which is not to say that I've never heard of Nirvana. It's just any description of Nirvana that's ever been given to me has not really explained Nirvana very well. All right, new task for our faithful viewers. What does Barnyard taste like? And what the heck is Nirvana? As far as I know, Nirvana is like the name of a band that destroyed metal. Grunge.
No, yeah, I know. And what's still around and what isn't? Grunge is gone, so no, they didn't destroy metal.
True that. Grunge went away. It's because you can't go around that long without showering. Eventually, you get itchy.
Grunge was just a fad. It was a trend, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not saying I didn't like grunge. There were some bands under the grunge umbrella that I thought were, like Alice in Chains.
There were some songs. I think in my case there were some songs that I liked. No single band. In '78, Papazian and Charlie Mattson founded the American Homebrewers Association, an organization that fosters community among homebrewers and empowers them throughout education, resources, and advocacy. I hate that word. I hate the word community. No, advocacy is fine. I hate the word community. I hate it because everybody uses it, even when it's not there, and they try so hard. They're like, "Oh, we're just in our community. There is no community. You're a whole bunch of people out for yourselves. That's not a community. You know, you happen to all be hanging out. It's not a community. I mean, there are communities, right? There's definitely a home brewers community, but it's not. I guess I just hate it because I've been in too many things that it's like, well, just groups that try to get off, and they always use that community term as a way. We're a community. It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Stop it. Stop. Oh, I hate that word. Sidebar.
It's like overused.
It is. It's overused, and it's like
so people have a similar interest, obviously, in their community. Then it's like no.
Well, and I think people they want community. They want it's like we can build it, but then they use it too soon. It's like no, man, that's something that's organic. You don't just get to call it that. It's our community. It's like no,
join the community.
It's like
view our community page.
It's like Stop it.
We have a great community on Facebook.
Look, I'm just here for taco night, okay? That's it.
Oh, we have a taco community too.
Come on, you just ruined tacos for me. That's it. You are impressive. You ruined tacos.
No more tacos. All right.
So, anyways,
you there yet, man?
I am, and I'm staying on top of things. Look at this.
No, I'm not assuming you're staying on top, or not staying on top. I'm just laughing because it's like, are you there yet? Is your heat up?
Yep, it is. It's there.
I know you're saying. I see you checking things. Good job, man.
Good job. I'm trying hard.
Good job, Morgan.
Good for you,
Good
man.
job, Morgan.
Brilliant, Morgan. Why, thank you, Charles. We were actually making fun of. We're making fun of old white British dudes drawing lines in the Middle East.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. We're gonna have this region here, you know.
I know. Let's put these three culturally disparate groups that hate each other in the same country. That's where Brilliant Morgan. Right. Oh, Brilliant Morgan! I don't even know if Morgan was a common name in 1948, whenever that happened.
I have no idea.
But yeah, that's what we were making fun of, that whole thing. So he didn't stop with the AHA, and then he made the Brewers Association and the Great American Beer Festival.
Yes, never been to one, but yes,
we need to go to one of these one year.
Where's it held?
I'm gonna assume America, but maybe Canada. You know, who knows?
Could be Mexico too.
Yeah, it's still America.
It's all the Americas, yeah.
Maybe we should do it down in Punta Arenas.
That's South America, yeah.
Still America.
Still America.
I'm pretty sure they meant the United States.
I'm sure.
Yeah. In any case, I don't know where it's held. We'll have to figure it out. I bet Ben knows. Complete Joy of Homebrewing, his magnum opus, has inspired countless individuals to delve into the world of homebrewing. Oh. You can buy it down at Northwest Brewer Supply, by the way.
Yeah.
It remains a quintessential, hey, there's your word, guide for novice and seasoned brewers alike. This harmonious blend of Papazian's infectious enthusiasm and profound knowledge, radiating an invitation to all to experience the joy embedded in brewing. You know, that last sentence is just accurate, spot on. Joy embedded in brewing.
Yes.
I love brewing. It's fun. Legacy of a brewing maestro. Charlie Papazian's influence traverses beyond the realms of brewing conventions and associations. He is.
Excuse me.
Oh, you're laying it on thick, Ben. He is a beacon of inspiration, illustrating the boundless possibilities inherent in a jug of malt, a handful of hops, and a sprinkling of yeast. He instilled that, we need some inspirational music. It's too bad I don't have any right on hand,
Yeah, right.
Copyright strikes and all that. Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah,
He instilled a sense of...
We'd be demonetized. Wait, we're not even monetized.
Yes, we can go ahead and do it. Who cares? He installed a sense of camaraderie among homebrewers, catalyzing a collaborative spirit that continues to fuel innovations in the brewing landscape. Papazian's philosophy, which we use... Papazian. It's like his Jewish brother-in-law. I don't know. Papazian's philosophy, relax, don't worry, have a homebrew.
That's where we got it from.
That is where we got it, and we end every session with that. Encapsulates his approach to both brewing and life. This mantra resonates profoundly with brewers, serving as a gentle reminder to savor the journey, relish the intricate dance of flavors within each brew, even when things go horribly, horribly wrong, which they do occasionally.
It happens. It's part of brewing. Things will
boil over.
Things are gonna spill. Things are gonna get forgotten. You're just like,
Your initial steep will go up to 210 degrees. It's like, oh!
Yeah.
So
part of the process.
He retired in 2019, leaving behind a legacy interwoven with passion, knowledge, and relentless pursuit of brewing excellence. His journey epitomizes the transformative power of a fervent spirit and an unyielding vision. The modern American brewing scene, brimming with diversity and creativity, is a living testament to Charlie Papazian's enduring impact. Scroll. Okay. Charlie Papazian, through his groundbreaking initiatives and insatiable passion, has etched his name in the annals of brewing history. His enduring commitment to enriching and brewing culture has spawned a vibrant and inclusive community of brewers, there's that word again, torchbearer of Papazian's brewing philosophy. As we raise our glasses to the myriad of flavors that dance upon our palates, I'm not going to, he's not wrong. Let's toast to Charlie Papazian, the godfather of American homebrewing, for his unwavering dedication and invaluable contributions to the world of beer. 3 cheers and 3 beers for Charlie Papazian. After all, nothing we do here would be possible without Charlie P. Nice. And that's absolutely true. He set the groundwork for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about American brewing, because there was somebody on a social media post that said something about sex, canoes, and American beer. And I'm going to tell you, American beer is good beer. All right, yeah, maybe not Budweiser, but what's Budweiser? German. Coors, Adolf Coors, German. Huh? Just because they're made in America, they came from Germany. So this is American beer, and actually, this is a bad example. This is American beer. This is good beer. By the way, we should tell them what we're drinking. What I'm drinking, because you apparently finished.
Homebrewed stout from 2 or 3 sessions ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 or 3.
It was a while ago.
Yeah. I don't know. I lost count. We skipped a few brewing sessions because of life and things.
Yeah. I brewed the stout, and in the following session, I brewed the porter, which is in secondary fermentation now. It'll go into a keg next weekend, so that'll be fun. The taste test was good.
Yes, it was. I remember. I was there.
It was good for it. So yeah, no, we're drinking stout. It's not my recipe. It's a recipe built by Ben and/or Trevor from Northwest Brewmeisters. That's one thing I haven't tried to do yet, is build my own stout. I need to try that. Because I'm not having much success with an IPA. At least not where I want it. I know you'd be like, oh, this is fine, but it's not where I want it. So
Don't give up.
I'm going to change gears for a little bit and work on dialing in a good stout, and then I'll go from there.
Fair enough.
And if I can dial in a stout, then I'll switch back and do another IPA this spring.
Mm-hmm.
And,
You're more seasonal than I am, also.
Go off the last notes I made, and then adjust based off those notes, and then see how it comes out. You know, I think I was a lot closer last time than I've ever been.
With your IPA?
Yeah.
Oh, I liked your last night. Like flat out liked your last IPA.
Yeah.
I realized it wasn't quite what you wanted.
Yeah, I wanted more bitterness wise. It was fine, but I
Mhm.
expected more of a hop aroma and a hop, initial take a drink and like, ooh, hoppy. Not like where you can't enjoy it, but like you definitely taste the hops.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't getting that. I was still getting just like a beer bitterness, but not a hoppy bitterness.
I gotcha. Did you use cryo hops in yours? Do you remember?
Yeah, I dry hopped it with cryo hops to help that because, I thought it would help bring out more hop aroma. It did a little bit. I noticed it more than the previous 2 batches, but just not quite there. Not quite there. I'm gonna do a little more reading on it, on IPA production. I have that one book. I can't remember the name of the author, but it's about all grain brewing, but the hop section is gonna be valuable information. Will help because whether it's all grain or malted, malts, we're still adding hops the same way. So
Right.
I want to see what that book has in there for hops. But that book isn't specific to like a certain brewer, certain type of IPA. It just talks about the industry standard for what makes an IPA to do it.
Mm-hmm. About not quite what you were aiming for. I mean,
it was good. I enjoyed it, but it's just like not quite what I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, with the exception of my breakfast stout, all of my beers are like that. It's like, I like this. It's not what I meant to brew, but I like it.
I just didn't like it enough to not want to change it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I liked it enough that I didn't dump it. Liked enough that we enjoyed it for a while. But it's like, I'm gonna try again, make a little change here. And if it comes up, and I like it, then I'll circle that one. Like, oh, there it is. Found it. I found my recipe. So
I will loyally
you're
taste.
finally done.
What?
Oh, you're done.
Yeah. I've been waiting on.
I'm gonna come get it.
Oh, okay. It's like, you're done. I'm gonna get myself a beer. Sucks to be you. Thanks, man. I was just sitting here with my little bit.
I feel like there's too much pressure on this thing. Whoa! Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Wow. Foam City.
Yeah, this is not a good pour. Not a good pour.
That's okay. One of the benefits of kegging is that you can put as little or as much in that glass as you want.
That's true.
Hey, we have a viewer.
Hey, viewer.
Hello, wife. My wife from New York. Hello,
Hi.
baby. How are you? I have to be careful about what we say.
Here you go.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Ooh, look at that.
Hi,
Look at that.
Wendy.
Poor Wendy drinking Coors Light, and we're here drinking stout. Of course, actually, she doesn't like stouts all that much, so I guess that's not a... Ha-ha!
Oh!
Nice! Who leaves the freezer door open now? Huh? Ha-ha! Strike. So, like, a month or so ago, we did one of these, and it was like every time I poured a beer, Steve was like, you gonna close the door?
And I'm the one.
I must have poured 4 or 5 beers, too. And every time, we're like,
Did you tell Wendy that Greg's is closed?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. She says, hi, Steve. Yes, that was actually a very emotional moment for her. She was
Right.
like,
Well, I just know that's where you were getting your Newcastle. So, yeah.
yes, but the exchange sells Newcastle. So I have other sources to get Newcastle.
Ah, okay. That's good. How much time do you have left on your Steve?
I have 18 minutes.
Oh, we're like halfway through it.
I'm gonna wait till you're completely done, Steve, before I even start mine.
Okay.
Make sure we have that nice cushion.
But not too much of a cushion.
Right. I don't want it to be like 11 o'clock and we're just finishing up, you know. I'm just glad we don't have to do more after the brewing. There's no kegging,
doing to do.
There's no racking, no kegging, nothing to do after. I did it all last weekend.
We can just relax and do nothing. Watch videos.
I don't know what we're gonna do for food. Probably get pizza. Imagine. It's just the way it works usually, you know.
It's easy, man. It's easy, and it's just once every 2 weeks.
Right.
So yeah. Anyways, yeah, British people making snarky comments in Discord about American beer. You bring it.
Talking about canoes and.
Come on over, yeah. Canoes and water and doing things.
That is a
water.
very small subset of American beer, which I would agree it is. But
They're all made by Germans. They're all Germans. They all have German tradition.
I don't know. I
behind them.
commented on that. I had fun with it. You know.
I know. But actually, America has really gone. We've really taken the beer idea and run with it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably the last 25 years or so, it really exploded.
I
Especially
really
with the microbrew and craft brew.
I don't know what the European homebrew scene is.
I have no idea. The craft brew community.
Why you gotta say community? Why you gotta do that? I'm gonna throw something in your beer. Yeah.
That would be so wrong.
You might. This.
No,
And then
all jokes,
Brooklyn's brewmaster Steve shot Jamey. He did.
but all jokes aside, though, yeah, not just homebrew, but just craft beer and microbrews have really exploded.
Oh yeah.
Lots of restaurants will open up and they'll have their own brew. They make their own beer in house, or at least they'll pretend to make their own beer. I'm sure someone makes it for them, But they'll say it's like their own house beer,
Yeah, or they'll have a local beer, like from the region.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be from that town, but
right. But yeah, I have no idea what the homebrewing scene is like over in Europe or anywhere else, really.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't know if they
I have to ask
homebrew
people
or
we know over there.
I imagine they should. You homebrewed in Japan.
Well,
But you were
that
on
was
a Navy
different.
base.
We were on a base, and so it was like we're in a little piece of America over there, And it wasn't really me; it was my friend. He would just order his grains online and just keep things frozen, until he's ready to use them.
Mm-hmm.
Because he ordered he was an all grain brewer, so he'd order by the pounds, pounds of grains at a time.
I suppose eventually we should move on to that.
Yeah. Might as well. Guy I work with, he is selling some brewing equipment. He sent
You mentioned that.
He sent me some pictures. We can go over that offline. If there's anything in there you might want. Because there's another quart chiller in there. Like a large, like a 10-gallon, boiling kettle with a spigot on it, kind of thing. Because you're really not gonna do that with 10 gallons.
No, you need, even with, not gonna lie, even these would be nice to have a little spigot. Just go chink.
Yeah. But you need to have that higher volume, especially when you mash your own malts, because you have to have a lot more grain in there at a time.
Right.
And he would do the method with the like the cooler, using the cooler with a little meshy thing in there, and you pour it all in there, and then you maintain the temperature for the mashing process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because coolers work both ways.
Yeah.
When I left all that beer in Montana with my dad, that was exactly the method we used to prevent it from freezing.
Okay.
Because when I left, it was like 10 degrees. Which beer freezes at 10 degrees. I guess your average, if you're just like average beer, 28 degrees is the freezing point of beer. The stronger your beer, the lower that'll go.
Higher the alcohol, sure, makes sense.
But 10 degrees, no, there ain't no beer staying. So my dad has these really nice coolers for his rafting. And I was like, bring those inside the house and get them warm. So we got them warm. We took all those, a whole bunch of growlers. Mm-hmm. We put them inside the coolers and then close the coolers and put them out in the garage. And so it did the exact inverse. Usually a cooler will keep the cold inside and heat out.
Right.
But it'll flip that. If the inside of the cooler is warm and the outside is cold, it'll keep the inside warm. So that's what we did.
Insulated box is all it is.
Yep, that's all it is. So yeah, and he got through all that beer without any of it freezing.
Yeah.
It was pretty good because it was like 7 gallons of beer.
That would have been awful. You know,
It would have been horrible.
I froze a beer once and left it in the freezer, froze it up.
Wendy has frozen a few beers.
Oh, yeah. This was years ago. It was a big old Magnum, 44 ounce or 40 ounce of Magnum or something like that.
Oh, so not a horrible loss.
Oh, I was a teenager. I think it was just anyway. Yeah, what you're saying, Wendy's frozen beer.
Well, you know, Wendy's the queen of the ice cold beer. She likes her beer ice cold.
That's right. I've probably cleaned up a few sodas that have been left in there from Bradley's. Yeah, exploded. The kids left the soda in there and exploded.
I gotta admit, there are some beers that taste better cold. Your lower ABV beers actually do taste better cold.
I think lagers taste better really cold.
Yeah, nice and cold.
Real cold lager.
But stuff like this could be like 3 or 4 degrees warmer even. And it
Yeah, I have it at 40. And I intentionally brought it up after I got done carpeting it because it's a stout. It's not meant to be ice cold. You know? Yeah, the ales and heavier beers, I tend to like them a little bit, not room temperature, but just, you know, somewhere below tepid, but not freezing.
Yeah, so 45, 50 degrees right in there. You know, where it's cool. You know, it's cool on the tongue, but it's not like ice cold.
Not ice cold. Now, if I'm drinking like a Shiner Bock, I want that to be pretty cold actually, or any kind of lager, like a real lager. I don't mean like a Coors Light lager, but
yeah. Well, Shiner Bock is
like a pilsner. I want really cold.
Mm-hmm.
Real cold pilsner.
I think when we were in England, that was about the only beer Wendy could find cold was that Czechoslovakian beer, which I still can't remember the name.
Pilsner Urquell. That's what it's called, Pilsner Urquell.
No, this is a different one. No, yeah, it was a different one. Sure. Do you remember the name? Are you still there? There's still 3 people watching.
Oh, 3 people. Well, one's you.
One's me, yes. So
we have Wendy. We have someone else.
Hello, unknown viewer.
Hello, unknown viewer. We see you. We see you. But no, it was like Pravda or something.
Oh, okay.
What she got?
Did she remember?
When she's like still here. Oh, and AKA Queenie. Oh, Queenie.
Oh, it's been a while.
But she's not here.
Oh,
they say so right there.
Oh.
And AKA Queenie, I'm not here.
I'm not here.
Okay.
Okay, hello, not here, AKA Queenie.
I can't respond to them. They're not here. If they were here, we could respond to them, but they're not here. They told us they were not here.
We're not here.
What time we got?
I have a message from my spouse. Let me answer.
I have 10 minutes and 30 seconds left on this speech. You know, the last 8 minutes took a long time. So, anyways, babe, do you remember the name of that beer? It was like Pravda.
No, I don't know.
Not Prada, because that's shoes.
Prada beer.
Pravda.
Might have been. We would need to ask Jeff from the.
Oh yeah, he's from Hungary.
No, he's from Czechoslovakia. He's from the Czech Republic.
That's right, because it's not Czechoslovakia. We're gonna look it up real quick. I think it's Pravda.
We're all quiet, but listening. What you gonna find?
Silence.
Silence. Our viewers were like, really?
What viewers?
That's right. One is not here.
That's right. Wendy's here and the other one's not here.
And it's you.
Yeah.
Because we log in on my phone, we have another viewer.
Pravda Brewery invites the world to brew for Ukraine. That can't be it.
Did the mail just really get delivered on a Sunday?
You know, isn't it weird?
That's strange. I've never seen mail. I've seen them deliver packages. But he stopped at the mailbox cluster that's over there.
You know, that's it. We're just going to simply have to go back to Bridge and ask the guys for a beer. I remember both of them. They were nice guys. Anne, a.k.a. Queenie, German, sitting in her living room thinking, what are they talking about beer freezing at 10 degrees? Then realize you guys talk at Fahrenheit. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Nothing freezes at 10 degrees Celsius. Or centigrade. Sorry, yeah, American broadcast. We, Americans will do anything to avoid the metric system. What is that? There's that little Facebook group.
Oh, I don't know. Is it a community?
Stop it! Hate that word. I don't hate the word. It's just that it is so contrived.
Yeah.
So now I need to. So yeah, that would be like -1, -2 degrees centigrade is where beer freezes, generally speaking, right? 28 degrees, -1.
Excuse me. I know 32 degrees Fahrenheit is 0.
Right.
But
That's
it's not.
zero.
It's not like a 1-for-1
I know.
increase or decrease. You have to apply that formula depending on which way you're going. And it would be if you're converting up, so you add 32 and then you multiply by 5/9, which is like 1.8, I believe. Put a decimal on it. If you're going converting down, then it's subtract 32 and divide by 5/9. I think this is the formula for it. So
Okay.
convert one to the other.
Anyways, the further away you get from 32, the bigger the difference is.
Right. Yeah. It's not linear. It's
Well,
more
it's,
like logarithmic, I think, if that makes sense.
well, no, it wouldn't be that. It's just, I mean, it would still be linear, but it would just be,
Right.
because logarithmic, you'd have a curve in the graph. Oh, here we are, just going.
Now we're going on nerd now. That's right. All right, back to beer.
Back to beer.
Back to the beer.
Beer, where everything is wonderful and golden all the time. What are we doing here? 6 minutes and 44 seconds left on the steep.
All right. That's not metric, right?
Excuse me. The minutes? No, I use standard minutes, not metric minutes.
Oh, okay.
What do we got here?
Any new comments?
Yep, it's sum plus odd number multiplied with another number. Yeah.
We're all on the right track.
Exactly. We know exactly what we're talking about.
Now, one of the next to like Hello World in like the programming world, one of these second programs you learn to write is a temperature converter
Oh,
to convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius or vice versa. It's one of the it's like your next step after Hello World. At least in the courses I took.
I forget why Fahrenheit arrived at such a wonky scale.
I don't know either.
I know that when Celsius came along, that is an improvement actually,
Well, it's more
because
precise,
it just
isn't it?
it makes more sense.
Right.
Of course, it only makes more sense at sea level on Earth, if you think
Right.
about it, because 100 is the boiling point of water,
Right.
0 is the freezing point of water. So it's very sea level and Earth concentrated. But then again, when he was around, we didn't do a lot of boiling water in space.
Probably not.
Can you even boil water in space?
I don't know. I really don't know if you could or not. I don't.
Something to ponder. Can we boil water in space?
Let's compose an email to NASA and ask that question.
I mean, you can get water hot. You can probably turn water into steam.
I don't think you could openly boil water, though.
I don't think you could boil it.
You
I
couldn't
mean,
have a hot plate with a pot on it because it would just be going, all the water would be going everywhere. It had to be in some kind of enclosure to control it,
and then
And even then, it's going to want to.
I mean, you can boil water just by reducing the pressure on it.
Yeah, maybe they do.
I mean, that's how Navy a lot of the water treatment things. They have negative pressure and increased heat, and so the water boils at a really low temperature and turns to steam.
Wow.
All the sludge comes out of it, and then they put it on top of a diesel tank and you drink it.
Yeah.
I mean, not so much anymore, but that was the way it used to be. All the drinking water sat on top of the diesel because oil and water don't mix. Yeah, but you can still taste it.
Yeah. There were a few times when I was shipboard that just taste something in the water. It's just like, oh, what is that? Or just had a feel to it like the showers. You're just like, I'm not clean. I don't think I'm clean,
No, on the Incheon, which was still turbine, it was not a nuclear ship. That was my first ship. Yeah, the potable water sat on top of, or actually it sat underneath the diesel because the diesel will float on top. Which, science says that works. Everything else says no, that's wrong.
Logic says nope.
No, you don't put your
Science says
diesel
yes.
and your drinking water in the same tank.
It's being efficient.
Yeah, and Didn't you feel like you?
I'll be back. Love you. Bye.
You just got home.
I know. I gotta go take Riley to the barn. I gotta go to the pharmacy. I'll be back.
You just want to pay for board now?
No, Julie's.
Family
Oh, now.
interruptions.
Yeah. Okay.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Okay. Yeah.
Most professional broadcast this side of the Columbia River.
You know, what's happened?
It is. It's okay. Ooh. Oh, that's right. Wendy took a picture of the beer while we were in England. And now we will look at this picture.
There you go.
Pravha.
Pravha.
Pravha. I gotta get my glasses.
Aging's real.
Lighter tasting Pilsner. Pravha. I can swear it's Czech. I'm not sure. That's not. She loved that beer.
Lighter tasting Pilsner.
It was a good beer. I mean, it was a good lager. I liked it. It was one of the few beers she could find that was cold.
I'm gonna look up Pravha. Unless someone watching recognizes that name.
Anyone on there besides my wife and me recognize that? She froze a Pilsner. Yes, we frozen. I mean, when you set your freezer to 10 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit, you can freeze pretty much anything. Can't freeze Jägermeister, hard liquors.
So it's a lower ABV beer according to this.
Yeah, it's not a kick you in the head beer. It was just a good tasting lager when we were there, a Pilsner.
I'm trying to see where it comes from. Yeah, it's a Czech Pilsner. That's what it's saying here.
Yeah, Czech. That's right.
Comes from Prague. Excuse me. That's
Prague.
Prague.
Pragu.
Prague. Comes from Prague.
I like to say Pragu. It's like a mixture of Prego and Ragu pizza sauces, and it's not Italian at all.
Staropramen.
Staropramen?
Staropramen. Master Brewers.
No.
I'm probably mispronouncing it. Anyway, yeah. So you're right. It's from.
I just remember I was trying desperately.
Yeah, Pilsner Urquell is the common beer I know out of the Czech Republic.
Oh yeah, so Annie's saying, and yes, I think Pilsner is from Czech originally. Yeah, so Pilsner Urquell. Now is that a brand? Right.
Yeah, it's a brand.
I don't think I've ever had it. It's time! Dun, 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 dun. Remember, don't squeeze the sack.
Don't squeeze the sack.
Family show. Where are the malts?
Oh, we're supposed to get malts.
It's gonna be the lightest beer on the freaking planet, apparently.
They're here. Warm it up.
Oh, good deal. Did you bring me mines? All right, so that ends the steeping portion of things. We'll just put that right there. And somehow untie this. You ever been to Prague? You'd like it. Seems like every other restaurant has their own small brewery. Oh my gosh, Steve. We have to go to Prague.
Let's do it.
I'm totally down with going to Prague.
I would go to Prague.
So would I. Although I'm not gonna lie, I want to go to Argentina first. I really want to go to Argentina. It really drives me nuts that my kid is gonna manage to get to Japan twice before I get to Argentina once.
Argentina? What?
Argentina? It's the Spanish-speaking part of Japan.
guess
Haven't
so.
you heard of it? It's in southern Okinawa.
Yeah, I'd like to go do some touring around Europe. I mean, it's not that long ago I was in Europe, but it was more by accident than intended, you know.
Did you take a wrong turn somewhere and land there?
No. It was when I was on my last shipboard deployment. We got turned around.
Oh.
We were like 10 hours from pulling into a port and then going home after that, and we got turned around.
Oh, that sucks.
And we hung out in the Red Sea for a while. It was when all that crap went down with Syria in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
We're hanging out in the Red Sea for a while, and then we transited the Suez Canal, went north up into the Mediterranean, and then after we got done doing our patrols and stuff, we had a port visit in Naples, Italy.
But I gotta tell you,
Before that, I had not been in Europe since the 90s. Until 2013, yeah, late 90s.
But going to England as a civilian, as opposed to getting off the ship, completely different experience.
Different experience, yeah, absolutely.
It's like you could do whatever you wanted.
Oh, I know.
You didn't have to stress about being back to the ship.
Yeah, there was no curfew for you, you know.
You know, and it's not like we wanted, you know, by the time we went, we were full-on adults, and we didn't want to stay out till 4 in the morning.
Right. They
But
didn't care
it's-
about that, you know.
But just the fact that you didn't have to worry about it.
Right, not somebody demanding to see your ID and wondering why you're not back on the ship.
Yeah.
It's like, because I'm not in the military.
Yes. That's why I'm not on the ship. Can I get the little? Thank you, sir.
Uh-huh. Did that pour out decently enough? I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
fine.
'Cause I had them near the wood stove, catch some of the heat because they had spent the weekend in the truck and I knew they're kind of cold.
Yeah, I bet they were frosted. Could you take that back for the time being?
Oh man, that's just dripping my beer.
Just do it. Go to Argentina. Well, here's the thing, Anne, aka Queenie, who's not here. We do things as a family. The Ashton clan is strong and proud, and we don't like to leave our children anywhere. But seriously, usually when we go, for various reasons, we all go, and it's just, I can't just get up and go, because Wendy, who is here in the room with us, that's my wife, I like to take her, and we like to take our boys, and so, it costs a little. We'll probably make it, I'd say in about a year. I got some bills that popped up, and I gotta kill those, but after that, it shouldn't be hard to save up enough money to go to Argentina. I would love to go to Argentina. I'd also like to go back to England. That would be fun. Apparently, I am going back to Japan, because Timo says so. So, you know, I've mentioned it before, but you know, Jaime really likes traveling, which is, you know, it's interesting. Because, you know, it's hard to figure out what Jaime likes. He doesn't let you in very much.
Right, I understand.
But, yeah, he likes traveling. If we were to call him out right now and ask him, you want to go back to Japan or do you want to stay in the United States? He would say, let's go back to Japan.
I can't say I would blame him.
No, Japan's a great country. Actually, you know, one thing is true, is that if you just go enjoy the good things about a country, I think most countries are probably good countries. You know?
Right.
It's when you get caught up in things. You know, like we get caught up in American politics, so we get cranky about our country and the dumb things we're doing. You know, left, right, and center. None of us are happy.
Right.
We're all cranky. Whether the Democrats or the Republicans or whatever did something, somebody's unhappy. But if you just enjoy the good things in the country, America has a lot of great things about it. Just like England had some fantastic things about it. So did Japan.
Sure.
And if you talk to the people, though, you can find the bad things.
No, I'm sure.
I mean, and that's actually kind of a fun experience, not for the purpose of hacking on a country that you're in and making some comparison between America and that country or whatever, but it just kind of, you step a little bit away from the tourism thing. Oh, sorry. Step a little bit away from the tourism thing and get into the more actually just hanging with the locals type thing.
Right. When in Rome kind of idea.
Yeah, which was a ton of fun.
Yep.
That's why England was so nice. All right. So, in case you don't know, this is the part where we add the distilled malts from the barleys. We add those in, and that gives us all the sugar that our yeast will want later on down the road. The next step after that is to bring it to a boil.
Maybe I'll start mine now. Yours will boil pretty quick.
Yeah, it does. It gets there quick. I think you could.
Yeah,
I think you could safely start yours now and be all right. We have to stagger our heating and stuff because we don't want to arrive at the point where we need to use the wort chiller at the same time. Because we discovered the hard way that if you don't cool your beer fast enough, it really impacts the flavor later on down the road. So we have this really cool device called wort chiller, which does exactly that. It chills it.
Chills it rapidly. It's the same idea behind you pull out bread or cookies, you put them on the counter. Even though they're out of the oven, they're still baking a little bit. You know, the process is still occurring. Same with the beer. You might kill the heat, but it's still doing its thing under the hood. So you want to rapidly cool it as soon as you can so you stop that process. Or it will change it. And it may not be in a good way either. So
it might not be the change that you want it to be. Okay, so let's see. The Centennial is 60 minutes. And then the next thing is the orange peel at 15 minutes. Also the cinnamon at 15 minutes. And then the nutmeg and the fuggles at 10 minutes. That's mine.
Right. Well, it would be the same thing for mine.
Yours is exactly the same, except you have a different hops.
I just changed my hops and I adding an extra pound of malts in mine. And then I'll do a gravity reading.
So, and have you been to Argentina? That's one thing. I've been working hard on my Spanish, but it's mainly Northern South American, Central American Spanish, which is not the same as Argentinian Spanish. Like they use a word, they use the word vos, which is like you know, and it has different conjugations. And it's kind of like the informal you. Instead of tu, you know, like Northern South America and Central America, they use tu.
Tu versus usted for.
Well, usted is formal.
Yeah.
Tu is informal.
That's what I'm getting to.
Right. But down in Argentina, they use vos instead of tu. However, there are chunks of Central America. Like there's pieces like Lydia, Wendy's mom. She uses vos.
Oh, okay.
I mean, she doesn't use it all the time, but she does. She uses it, and where she's from, uses vos. And there's chunks of Colombia, so it's one of those things. The thing is that it's only when you're listening that you're going to get confused. If you say tu, everyone knows it. Like tu is across the entire Spanish-speaking world. They get that. That's the informal form of you. Oh, you need to go too. See, I need to go to Argentina. You need to go to Argentina. Steve
You
needs
go
to
to
go to
Argentina.
Chile.
You go to Argentina. You go to Argentina. We all go to
Everybody
Argentina.
goes to Argentina.
We're making fun of Oprah for anybody who
Yes.
doesn't know. I forget sometimes folks not in the U.S. watch us. It's just like, what are they doing? You know?
You know, I watched that show Trigonometry on YouTube with Francis Foster and Konstantin Kisin,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to pause quite often. They'll be like, da-da-da-da-da, and they'll be like,
Oh, wait a minute.
for our American friends, this is what we're talking
This is
about.
what we're talking about. It's kind of the same with us. Sometimes we pause and have to explain for non-Americans that watch us, you know?
No, actually, it's not important for me to speak the local language. I went to Japan, and I don't speak a lick of Japanese, and we have
This train here.
Yeah, speaking the language isn't necessary. However, I will say this. I mean, it depends on what you really like. So, like when I went to England, we didn't go. Well, we went to London for one day, but we didn't go to all the touristy sites. We hung out in the little town we're in. We got to know the bartenders and the shopkeepers, and we went and saw our friends Jim and Peter and our friend Dan Roberts. They were living in Broadstairs at the time. We were down in Kent, which is, you probably know as well as we do, but Kent is kind of southeastern England. But we just hung out and kind of pretended to be English for 2 weeks. And it was great fun. We went out to dinner at Peter's mom's house, went out to dinner with just some English people at their house. It was fantastic. It was wonderful. It was a great experience. This German can follow conversation mostly. But I really enjoyed hanging out, just kind of experiencing the modern English culture. You know, I mean, we did go to London. We saw some fancy art museum. Wendy really loved that. I'm not sure if Wendy's still here. Are you still here, babe? There's 4 people watching now.
Oh, cool.
I think. Let me put my glasses back on. Yeah, there's 4 people.
Hello, viewers.
Yes, Kent is where Peter and Jem are. Yeah, I went to their wedding. That was the thing. So yeah, that's where Peter and Jem hang out. They're no longer in Broadstairs. They moved to a different town. But anyhow, it was just really enjoyable. So we went out to we spent a couple days at Peter and Jem's parents' house, and that was really cool. And yeah, had great conversation. I swore I would not talk politics. I love politics. I don't talk a lot of politics on this broadcast. We try and avoid heavy controversy. We don't hide our leanings, but we don't want to really engage in. We don't want to turn. Yeah, well, we don't want to turn what we're doing here into a flame battle.
Yeah, it's about making beer and talking about random things.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to disagree. You don't have to agree with us. We don't necessarily have to agree with you. You know, we'll stay our positions, but if things get heated, it's like, back up. No.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
That's what Facebook is for.
This is meant to be fun for everybody.
Yeah.
Entertaining, hopefully.
So, yeah. Well, yeah, and a little bit goofy and silly, and you know, just fun. But what was I saying? It was a lot of fun. What I was saying is a lot of fun to be in England, and instead of trying to hit a whole bunch of tourist sites, we just experienced England. We went out to Nando's, which Nando's is not like some fancy, amazing thing. It's like, you know, chicken. It's like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Although we have a new tradition in our family, and it just started with Japan. But our new tradition is whenever we go to a country, we go to a Kentucky Fried Chicken, and we just sample it. The Kentucky Fried Chicken. Wendy, how was that Kentucky Fried Chicken in England? Go ahead. Let the viewers know, Wendy. Let's just say it was not like America. The Kentucky Fried Chicken in Japan was all right.
Yeah, I didn't have any Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I did have Japanese McDonald's though.
You know what? We walked past.
Probably the same, but there were some differences.
Hey, Nathan's here. That's number 4. Oh, wait, somebody left. Now we're down to 3. Maybe Wendy left. Maybe I put her on the spot.
He's like, I'm out. I'm at 100, about 38, so give or take. I can't quite tell what the needle is. I'm not sure how calibrated this scale is on this thing. You know?
That's close enough.
Oh, no, I was just being silly for Queenie.
Right, is it Celsius? Do we have Celsius on there?
There is, yeah, the inner circle
That's right.
is Celsius. Because I always aim for 70 Celsius to maintain my temperature because it's like ideal for.
Yeah, that's right
What we're
between 150 and 160. Okay. Doesn't compare. You can go to KFC 24/7 in China. They really don't seem to differentiate between breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So wings for breakfast it is for them. So my mother went to Russia, and she said a very similar thing. There was no such thing as a breakfast food or a supper food.
As far as food, huh?
Yeah, you
just ate whatever.
fried chicken for breakfast and pancakes for supper type deal. Which, to be honest, I do that here, but
Right.
it's like in the United States, we definitely have a food that's a breakfast food, that's a lunch food, that's
Right.
a
You
supper food.
typically associate eggs and bacon and pancakes with breakfast, you know.
Right, exactly.
But breakfast for dinner is just as good too. So.
Yeah, I mean, breakfast is a great food. Breakfast foods are just really delicious.
Yeah, that was my favorite on the ship. Because the only thing that actually had some decent flavor was the breakfast. Everything else was, eh.
So the closest that you've been to Hong Kong, right?
Too many times.
Too many times. You can't go to Hong Kong too many times.
Well, maybe you're right, but I've been.
I've
been to Hong Kong a lot, so.
I've only been to Hong Kong twice. So the closest we've been to China is Hong Kong. And when we were there, Hong Kong was not China. It was Hong Kong.
Yeah.
At least when I was there. Now it is definitely China. What were you on? Were you in mainland China? Queenie?
Someone that said something too.
Nathan's here, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
right.
Wendy's like, Kentucky KFC in England doesn't compare. You can go to KFC 24/7 in China. We said that. We were served soup for breakfast. It was actually nice in the middle of winter with below freezing temperatures all day. Yeah, I bet soup for breakfast would be nice. It's like freezing. So were you on mainland China? We'll just wait for that one to percolate through because I've asked it twice already.
Right. I think technically Kowloon is mainland China, which is part of Hong Kong.
Kind of.
Because the city is on an island.
Mm-hmm.
Hong Kong proper is on an island, and so I think the Kowloon, you take the ferry over to Kowloon, that's actually true mainland. But not in the same sense like you're in Beijing or something,
Right.
Obviously.
Not China.
Because it's from China.
Beijing and Shanghai grabbed a cheap round trip some years ago. Very, very cool. Thank you, sir.
I am a scholar. Yes, I know. Not a gentleman, but this is a scholar.
Ain't that the truth?
What the hell, man?
It's like, wait a minute.
It's like, oh, yeah, wait. See, that was against me.
Okay.
Yeah, something's going on with my carbonation again.
Wow, you should bring that one on over here.
What the heck, dude?
Bring it over here. Is that mine or yours?
It's yours.
Here, give it to me. That's mine. It'll calm down.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on. Why it's so gloomy all of a sudden. I turned the pressure down.
It's all. I don't know. So,
Here we go.
we call this a democratic pour here in America. Definitely not a British pour.
That was not on purpose.
Apparently, Steve is trying to make sure I don't get too drunk today.
I'll turn down the pressure even more, I guess.
I don't know, man.
Maybe I just need to turn the gas off. Maybe there's just too much head pressure in there or something, top pressure,
I don't know. Let it just calm down. I mean, that's all you can do is just get it set and let it calm down. Sometimes it takes a bit.
Well, it was pouring fine yesterday. I wasn't getting giant, head on there. Whatever. not the end of the world.
Yeah, it'll be all right. I'll just like slurp down to the actual beer.
Do like a spoon.
Yes, please.
Bring a straw.
So yeah, that's one of the reasons I think it'd be fun to go to Argentina, because I do know enough Spanish that I could kind of get along. I really want to go to the Patagonia, get away from the cities and out there, because I think the Patagonia just looks gorgeous. I'm a country person at heart. Maybe you could tell, maybe you couldn't. So I would like to just get out in the country and see that stuff.
Sure.
I mean, Buenos Aires would be fun to check out too, I'm sure. The tangos and all that fun stuff.
Right.
But we might stay. I'll probably rent a car in Argentina. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. Kind of like renting a car in England. I think they drive on the left hand. I think they drive on the right hand side of the road in Argentina. So it'd be easier.
It'd feel more natural for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't drive in England, but I drove in Australia the same way.
Yep.
It took me some time to get used to that because I'm on right-hand side of the vehicle. I driving on this side. I'm shifting with my left hand.
Shifting with the left hand, that is strange.
Driving this van, it's just like, wow, this is crazy.
I definitely ended up on the sidewalk once or twice in England. There were subtle hints about the country part. See, I like to be subtle. I'm not a direct guy. I tend to be subtle and crafty with that's a lie. I'm in your face. I am blunt and honest. No,
So,
Queenie was saying there were subtle hints about the country part.
Oh, gotcha. So, in Queenie in Germany, what side is the steering wheel on in not the German cars, and what side of the road are your traffic laws you don't have? So, I was curious.
I think it's like the United States, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yep. So right hand side of the road, left hand side. It was in air quotes. I actually don't think there are that many countries that drive like the English.
Oh, I see.
I think there's England, there's Australia, Japan.
Japan, yeah.
Those are the only ones I can think of. I mean, Mexico, you just kind of drive wherever you want.
That's how Korea was.
Just drive wherever you want.
Street signs and lights were just recommendations.
Yeah, you drive by the law of physicality. If you can physically drive there, go.
You're good. There was one time we were in Busan, Korea.
Oh.
You're boiling like crazy, man.
Oh, thank you.
We were in Busan, Korea. We needed to get back to the the dock area, where the ship was. We were actually in port, not anchored out. And we're like, oh, we gotta get back. And so my friend's talking to the taxi driver. He's like, hey, we gotta get back quick, man. Can you help us out? We'll give you a little extra. We thought we were gonna die. This guy was crazy on the road.
Oh man,
We're just like,
when I went to Spain,
we finally got there. I'm just like, here, just keep it. Get me on this vehicle, man.
The cabbie definitely, I was like, I need a helmet. I was loving it. I was in the front seat, right? My buddy's in the back seat, just freaking out. I'm like, let's do this.
Let's do this.
We're coming around blind corners at like, I swear, 90 miles an hour. Just the whole cab, just doing this up over a hill. It's just like, we are gonna die, and it's gonna be glorious. There's gonna be a piece of us strewn across 5 miles.
Yeah, we got there, and it was just like,
by the way, Queenie says only the Brits and the Aussies and India.
India.
I think you need to include Japan.
Yeah, they drive
Japan drives
on
on.
the side, yeah, than we do.
As Queenie says, the wrong side of the
The
road.
wrong side.
Thank you very much. God bless you, honored viewer. I think India is another one of those just kind of drive wherever you want places, though, isn't it?
I mean, if movies are any indication.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, did you
Bam!
get your textbook boiled?
Yep.
I'm gonna get my sack ready to submerge.
Family show, Steve.
My sack.
That's what you meant.
Not that sack.
Oops. All right.
A giant tea bag.
We need a production team. Steve, we need a production team.
Right.
Telling you, we need a production team.
I mean, sure, I can agree that we need one, but where are we going to get a production team? And how are we going to pay them in beer? I guess that'll work.
I know someone who would work for beer.
Who's that?
My wife.
Huh?
It's time for pot
If she
cam.
wants to run production, then let's go for it. All right.
Just a little more oomph. So that is about a perfect boil right there. It's just roiling, but it's just rolling a little, but it's not too crazy.
A little bit high. All right. Kind of looks like, kind of has that gingerbread look to it.
I need to get
You need hops.
hops. They're over here, right?
Yeah, they're up there.
In this bag that has my name on it.
Indeed. You're the only one Centennial, so.
Anne says many would work for beer.
I think you are. I think Anne's correct. What? You give me free beer? Yeah, I'll run the camera for you. Get a homeless guy downtown to do it, you know?
Yeah, they would definitely do it, but I don't know how well they do it, the whole running of the camera part.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Maybe they would do a good job. Maybe they wouldn't.
You know what?
They'd probably try to steal it and sell it.
There was problems we have in our country. I mean, we have many problems. I know. We've discussed this before. But there was this thing. There was a pizza. There was a pizza shop. I got a little foamy. There's a pizza shop, and this happened many, many years ago. And the guy figured out an advertising scheme, and it was a scheme.
Mm-hmm.
So after the homeless people, he's like, hey, go stand around with this sandwich board advertising for my pizza shop, and I'll give you a pizza. That's it, right? Super cheap for him, super cheap for them. You know, like, because the commitment is like, if you didn't show up to work, no problem.
Right.
You can't get fired. You just don't get a pizza that day.
Get a pizza, yeah.
You know, and if you do show up to work, hold the sandwich board, walk around town for a little bit, you get your pizza. Seemed like a good deal. Yeah, the ACLU shut him down because he was taking advantage of these people.
They still had a choice.
It's like, this is dumb. It's like, this was a good deal for them. They don't want to work full-time jobs, or maybe they can't because of some mental problem, but they want a pizza. They can go see, grab their sandwich board, take a walk,
And get a pizza.
and get a pizza.
Yeah.
It's like, I just couldn't believe that they shut it down. And that is a problem with our country, is that we get wrapped up with, there's too many people that are offended for other people. And that's exactly what that is. There's people that were upset for someone. It's like they weren't hurt by what was going on, but they decided to get upset. You know, it's like, we need to be upset for you. It's like, no. If they're not upset, they're not upset. You know, it's like getting offended for minorities. Don't worry, minority. I'll be offended for you. Thank God, because I am way too busy to be offended. I've got to go to work. Tell you what, you go be offended for me. I'm going to go make some money. It's just like, stupid. By the way, this is the controversial part of the show.
I guess so. That's something I saw recently in the last few months or so. You know who Peter Dinklage is, right?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Well, he, if all the, I don't want to use the word hype, but if all the info around this is correct. Like he was offended for all the little people out there.
Yeah,
It had to do with Hollywood and stuff, and he went on some kind of tirade about it, and all the other little people were like, "Dude, shut up, man. We do this is how we work. We get jobs this way." I forget exactly what it was, but it was the same idea. Like he decided to be offended for the whole community.
That's why one shouldn't advertise things like that. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I forget what it was. And then there was another midget actor who kind of fired back.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking away a job opportunity from me. Appreciate that.
I think it was that comedian we watch every now and then.
No, it was not.
Oh,
it was
not?
someone else. That comedian. What is it? His Brian.
That's funny, man. Yeah, I can't remember his name though.
Oh, that guy's freaking hilarious.
I thought he was one of the people I talked about, but I think
I wouldn't be surprised if he came down on that side.
I vaguely remember though that someone was like, "Dude, no, don't include all of us in this."
Well, yeah, because the way that Dinklage couched his arguments, it effectively cost, midget, dwarves, little people, whatever you want to call. Can we just talk about the term "little people" for a minute?
Little people.
How is this less offensive than midget?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm just little people. That seems so much more demeaning than midget. Little people, I think of 2-year-olds and 4-year-olds running around.
Right.
With diapers still. It's like midget makes sense. Hey, Jade's here.
What's
Hi,
up,
Jade?
Welcome to the show. We got a good little turnout this time.
Yeah, we're up to 5 people. Woo! Rocking it.
Going
viral.
I think what helped is we started earlier too. So
yeah.
Especially for people that are not in the United States,
Yeah, it's so much better for our German viewer.
Well, if we started at 4, she may not be able to join us.
That's true. It's really early in the morning in Germany then.
Well, I know Jade's in our time zone, so it's easy.
Yeah,
for Jade. When she can
what a comment to tune into. Probably something about little people versus midget and diapers.
Yep. Walked in just the right time.
I don't understand why. Well, actually, I do understand because it's the whole BS changing of terminology thing. It's just we change our terminology, and that makes things
makes it less offensive.
Right, but it only takes. I mean, it only takes a certain amount of time until.
No, I was being facetious.
Yeah, I know, but it takes a certain amount of time until little people is now a slur.
Yeah, I know.
And then we'll invent a new term to describe these people. Vertically challenged, which is already a slur. That's a joke.
That sounds awful. Oh, don't mind. This is my vertically challenged friend.
We switched to winter time today too, so it's only midnight in Central Europe now. Oh, nice. We'll be following along shortly and confusing everything. There's one point where the world actually twists.
Right. There's some areas where it's like a half an hour.
Newfoundland and Canada.
Time zone.
We don't get a lot of Canadian viewers, but Canadians, what is up with Newfoundland? It's like you listen to the CBC because we're close enough. We get the CBC live. Right. 1:30 the hour in Newfoundland. It's like 1 o'clock here, 2 o'clock here, and 1:30 in Newfoundland. It's like, what? It's like, who lives in a half-time zone? Newfoundland. These weirdos.
Apparently.
Think you're special. Get half a time zone. You got to learn to commit, people. You're either in or you're out. Just ridiculous.
All right, I still have 23 minutes remaining. I have a minute to go. I was actually probably a minute or two late on my timer kicking off as well.
Yeah, I was a minute or two late on starting my timer, but you know what? I just started it normal. So
yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine. Here in a little bit, I'm going to go in and get my malts and get them ready.
The thing we need to do is cut that orange in half. You got a paper plate and a knife?
I do.
We should get that. Thanks.
Okay. I'll get it when I grab the. Oh no, you're probably gonna need it before I go get my stuff.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna need it for a while because the orange doesn't go in until
50 minutes, right?
Yeah. Oh, it might be 10.
Are you throwing the whole orange in there or just the peel?
No, just the peel.
Okay.
Just the peel.
I was like, wow, that's gonna be very orangey if you do that.
No, just the peel. Let's see. The orange and the cinnamon go at 15 minutes.
Okay. And the nutmeg was at 10.
The nutmeg
So-
and the second
I'm
round
gonna
of
throw
hops.
a roll of flock in mine because this is not exactly. There's a clearness to this beer. It's total dark.
I have yet to make a clear beer.
So.
I've just relegated mine to chill haze. I live in the
Yeah.
world of chill haze.
Very rarely do I ever make a beer that comes out completely clear. And I think
Damn newfies.
and it's the chill haze. It's not because like when I transfer the beer, it's crystal clear. But once it gets cold, you get that chill haze. What I missed?
So Jade's like, damn newfies. But the one I'm looking at is Anne going, have you considered wearing more plaid shirts? I don't know who that one's aimed at. It's funny no matter what.
I think Canadians wear plaid shirts.
Canadians do. They like maple syrup and beavers and
Beavers.
beavers. They think beavers are noble animals.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't actually. That might be a hurtful stereotype. I don't care. It's just like I know plenty of Canadians. They seem all right. They seem like just normal people. They're like Americans, only not.
They're like Americans, but without the violence.
Yeah.
That shirt that one guy was wearing was pretty funny.
Hmm.
Remember Glenn Fricker?
Yeah.
Yell at Clouds guy. He was wearing this shirt that says, Canadian, just like America, but without all the violence. That's where I got that from. Or no, it wasn't Canadian. It was Canada.
Canada.
That's right. It was Canada up across the top, and it said, "Living the American dream without all the violence." That's right. That's what it was.
You'd like more Canadian viewers. That's it. We could also wear toques, eh?
We had that one Canadian viewer that used to check in regularly with us.
That's true.
Silver or something or other? No. What was her name? You remember?
I forget.
It's a while
It was
back.
a while back. We've been doing this a while.
Was it back in the Haps days?
It might have been back. It was back in the Haps
It was
days.
back in Haps.
Then
Okay.
of course Haps fell apart.
Yeah. And then we moved to YouTube. Yeah.
We struggled for a bit and then we landed on YouTube.
Right.
We also have Cobra chickens.
Cobra chickens?
All right.
What?
That comment came from Jade, so we're gonna just let Jade explain that.
Cobra chickens, huh? All right.
I'm worried about these Cobra chickens.
This is a cryptid animal,
This is like Bigfoot and a chicken and a snake and kind of like a jackalope.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Canada geese, Cobra chickens. You are correct.
That makes sense now. Okay.
Those buggers. Oh man.
There's a whole bunch of those guys on the base the other day
Mm-hmm.
over on the sea.
Well, it's that time of year. They come through. Because they're migratory.
Right,
They come
right.
through. Yep. I saw this one video. This lady, apparently a Cobra chicken. Good term, by the way. It was terrorizing this little park.
Oh, jeez.
This lady comes out in a pencil skirt dress, one of those. It's like knee length, but it's not really. It's kind of tight, right? And she's got like high heeled shoes type.
Mhm.
Kicks her shoes off, and she comes stomping across that park. That goose is just like she just snatches it up by the neck, walks over to the pond, and throws it in the water.
Nice.
Just took
Well
that
done.
bird. Is like, get out of
Well
here.
done, man. Well done.
Like lawyer, goose wrangler. What doesn't she do?
I know, right?
It was a fun video to watch, no lie. I just asked Americans yesterday if they know tiger duck, and now you bring up Cobra chickens. Now I got to know about tiger duck. I'm sure once I find out what it is, it'll
Right.
make perfect sense.
Not
What is
familiar with the tiger duck.
what is tiger duck?
We're all like staring at the screen.
Timmy calls wasps tiger flies. Yeah, right. My kid, he calls wasps tiger flies,
Tiger flies,
which is
The stripes,
apropos,
apropos, yeah.
because they are a nasty bug.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Suez Canal. Remember the black flies? Little teeth with wings,
Oh yeah, those are nasty. Egypt, someplace I have no desire to live.
Yeah. We were supposed to go to Alexandria one year, but we didn't go. I've seen Egypt like 4, 5, 6 times he'd go and buy it on in the Suez Canal.
Yes, waving at Egypt from a boat.
Never visited though. Did go to Israel one time. Went to Haifa back in like '97.
It's a pet of a tiger in a children's animated comic here. Oh,
Okay, interesting.
Okay, so that's like a comic thing. Yeah, Cobra chickens are real.
Canada
Canada geese are no joke. They are mean. Kind of like Doraemon. That's one of Timmy's things. Very Japanese, very popular in Japan right now, I guess.
Sounds like a Pokemon.
It's kind of
Doraemon, I choose you.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
No, it's this robot. It's this time traveling robot cat.
Time traveling robot cat. Let's break this down for a second.
Well, it's a time traveling robot cat. So I can't explain the whole thing because it's anime. And anime is nothing if not confusing if you haven't followed the whole thing.
Yeah.
You cannot enter into the middle of an anime series.
Oh, I've learned this.
You start
with my
at
daughter.
the beginning.
Yeah. It's like, Dad, we're gonna watch this. I'm like,
But
all right, and she put it on. I have no idea what's going on.
Doraemon opens. There's this kid who's an absolute nerd. You know, he's clumsy. He's awkward. He's not socially good with things. He's always sick. His nose is always running. And for some reason, they feel the need to draw that all over the place. I don't know why.
There was a big bubble, right?
Yeah, big bubble, like about to pop out of his nose. You're like, why are we being gross like this? Anyways, one day he's in his room and his desk kind of rattles and the desk drawer opens and out of the drawer comes, I'm guessing it's like his great-great-great-grandson and this giant robot cat. Like Doraemon's like 6 feet tall. Well, actually, no, because the kid's a kid in Japan, so Doraemon's probably like 4 feet tall. But he's this big robot cat thing, and they're talking about changing the future because the kid who came out of the desk drawer was embarrassed about something or wanted something to happen. Doraemon's like, look, you can't mess with the past. That's not right. So the kid's like, no, I'm writing a program right now. And he twists Doraemon's nose. Don't ask me why that's significant. But he twists the robot cat's nose. And then the cat's like, I hate you. And the kid's like, no, you don't. You'll see me later. Goodbye. And he jumps back into the desk drawer onto the time machine and flies away. But somehow the time machine comes back, by the way, because then Doraemon and the other guy get in a fight on the time machine while flying through time. And it's very, very confusing. And
sounds very confusing, yes.
That's Doraemon.
Okay.
You can watch the rest, or we can call Timmy in, and he can explain it all to us.
I'm good.
The whole thing of Doraemon. But the big thing was Doraemon is this cat. And then it's the adventures of Doraemon and the loser kid trying to basically get the girl. That's the whole thing, is for him to kind of like become cool enough to get this pretty girl and then fix the future.
Okay.
Anime.
So they kind of like entangled every trope in there they could. You know?
Wendy, Doraemon is cool. I'm glad you like Doraemon. Hey, Wendy, why don't you explain to the viewers what Doraemon is? Because I got no clue on this. It's a cat. It's blue and it's white, and Timo has a lunchbox. It's Japanese style lunchbox.
You know,
or Japanese size
good,
lunchbox, if that tells you anything. It's small.
Right. Well, most things in Japan was compact, man. Everything was compact.
Compact. Efficient size. It's efficient.
Fun size. No, I'm sure the cartoon would be pretty interesting to watch. But
Well,
I probably wouldn't know what's going on, though. You know?
Oh, no. I had to watch it like 3 or 4 times. Because I keep coming in the middle, and Timmy's been watching it.
Right.
It's like, why are they on a mountain? What is going?
What is happening?
He's supposed to be saving her, but now he's dying, and she's saving. Who's saving who? What's going?
Right.
Why is there a giant robot cat suddenly here? I'm confused. I'm going away.
13 minutes.
So, we've had this discussion before, but that's a very interesting contrast between Japanese anime stuff, particularly, and the culture, because the culture is very reserved.
Right.
You know, it's not super loud, except for baby metal concerts. Those are loud. But and then you watch these animated cartoons, and in them everything is over the top and turned up to 11.
Right.
Every emotion is, I mean, it makes a Mexican telenovela look calm. And those things are overacted to the extreme. If you've ever watched a Mexican telenovela, it's like, oh, geez.
I can't say I watched it all the way through, but
Maria, one.
I
Dramatic
watched
music,
Univision.
big shocked eyes, big shocked anime eyes. Wendy's mother loves telenovelas. I think she wants her life to be a telenovela.
Grew up with Univision. I know what it's like.
You know, I did not grow up with Univision, but I've learned about all these things.
Well, I'm from a border town, so
That's
easy.
true.
It was easy for me to
Out in the Northwest, this town of El Paso.
to pick up, all the stations out of Mexico City,
It's not Univision, Steve. It's Univision. Come on now. Don't insult their culture. Our culture, the culture. Who knows? I'm pretty sure it's American for Hispanics.
Maybe.
I
thought it was out of like Mexico City though.
Is it?
We have the technology.
Might as well check it out. I don't know where Univision is from.
Univision.
Where?
It's just my luck. It's probably from like LA or something. Comes out of Houston. Gosh.
American Spanish language free to air television network owned by Televisa Univision. It is the United States' largest provider of Spanish language content. It's American.
It is American. Wow.
So yeah,
I stand corrected.
It's Univision. You said it right. This
I-
side of the border, Univision.
Univision.
If it was south
I
of the
swear
border,
it was out of Mexico City.
Univision. Yeah, I mean, probably broadcast down there. I'm sure they receive
Oh, yeah.
it, but
Probably repeaters or something.
no, apparently it's American. It's American.
Mexicano.
All right. Estadounidense. I'm gonna go get a plate and a knife.
Okay. You do that. I have about 10 minutes left on my Steve, so making tea pretty much. Now I'm getting a little bit too hot. You're back. I was trying to get the thing over here. Okay, no new tech, no new comments since Wendy said that door one is cool. I'm sure one of the kids would probably eat the orange, unless you want it.
I was actually considering eating it, but
Oh, well, eat it then.
I don't know if
If there's a
Bailey's. I don't know if Bailey's over there.
She wasn't.
I think she might have gone with your wife. I'm not sure.
Oh, no, it's possible.
Actually, I managed. I didn't intend to, but I managed to grab 2 plates.
Oh, that's fine. Well, no, never mind.
What's that?
I said we don't need 2 plates, but that's fine.
Well, I need to peel this bugger now.
Right, because there's enough gap in our brew. We could just use 1 plate.
Yeah,
Hand
you're
the other
right.
one over.
No.
But it's fine. I have just under 8 minutes left on my steep. Here in a minute, I'm gonna go grab my malts.
41. Hi, man. What's up, kiddo?
Nothing.
What do you want? Hey. Where are you going? What'd you want?
Water.
You want water?
Yes.
Here, I got it.
You go supervise that, or you're gonna get 9 glasses of ice on your counter again.
All right, let me help you out. Buddy.
The last time Jaime wanted water, he kept filling glasses with ice because over here at Steve's house they have this really cool ice maker that we don't have at our house on the refrigerator. So Jaime used up all of the ice. And now my hands are all sticky. We'll just stand here. All right, we're gonna go back to pot cam for a minute. Pot cam. And I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, we're back. Here you go, kiddo.
Thank you.
Can you take the knife also? I don't need a knife. Just take the orange part right there.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, kid.
Thanks, Joe.
Hey, did I just like go in with the camera? So
No, you're
No,
fine.
you're fine.
Yeah, you're
It's
on the
okay.
camera. That's all right. Don't worry
But
about
it's
it.
okay though.
Poor Jaime. You know,
Oh, something else. He didn't want the Hawaiian punch. He wanted water. Well, that's fine.
he does know what he wants occasionally. So, Steve.
I forgot my. Hold on, let me get my malts.
Oh,
Well, here, I'll pour beers in.
well, you still have beer left,
It's all right.
Captain Slowpoke.
I can fix this.
Fix that. That's not fixed. And now I'm going to chide you for slamming good beer. Don't do that. Dude. This is the long part.
Literally watching stuff boil.
Yes, we are watching pots boil. More Democrat pours.
Trying to not do it that way, but
It's a little more centrist.
all right. Here's the beers. I'm gonna go get my malts.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Put that down.
We really need to script this out because this is also the part where we just kind of run out of things to say. Quick, Say something inflammatory and I'll respond to it. I'm ready. Quick, while Steve's gone. We can be controversial. He doesn't need to know. He never watches the replays. No, wait, Steve's back. Be calm. Nothing controversial. Nothing? I wasn't saying anything. You're fine. You're okay.
You say so.
Down on you.
All right. Two minutes.
2 minutes.
20 seconds.
Yeah, we definitely need to have a discussion on
What's that?
2-row versus 6-row. I think it'd be fun to learn about that stuff.
Yeah, it's in the Papazian book. There's information about it.
We'll focus on yours a little more since all the action's about to happen on your beer.
The action.
And I still got 20 minutes.
All right.
I want to hear what our judge said about her cousin.
I was waiting for something. Just like, here it comes.
Waiting for it. It's all right. I'll make noise that way. They won't open up the garage door for a minute.
All right.
You know, if I ever get a garage,
Hey.
I am totally gonna link in Beethoven's Ode to Joy from his Ninth Symphony anytime it opens. Anytime it opens.
You know, I got you half and half.
You didn't respond to her text.
I didn't see a text. Go behind. There you go.
That's the fire. Oh yes.
Because it's cinnamon and nutmeg. It's going in the beer.
Because it's a spiced winter ale.
Right.
Or a
Your
winter spice
kind can have your pumpkin spice. We have spiced
Pumpkin
winter.
spice is disgusting,
We
personally.
agree. We
ale.
agree.
See?
It's overpriced, crappy coffee.
That's good. So now we know you're a real man.
Oh, real boy.
You're a real boy. All right. Flame out.
It's time.
There you go. Let it drain. Don't squeeze the sack. I mean, we could pour some sparkling water over it, but there's no need.
We even have sparkling water?
No. We would have to have water set aside at like 160 degrees or something like that.
So you don't just use the water from the pot then, huh?
No, it's regular, clear, clean water.
Oh, okay.
I mean, all you're doing is rinsing the grains,
Right.
which sparging is just a fancy word for rinsing.
Everybody's got to have their hoity-toityness, don't they?
Yeah. I really don't know if, at least not at this level, with just, some
No, I don't
just some
think.
steeping grains is going to make a difference. Maybe in an auguring context, sure.
Yeah, but not in the. What are we? Extract.
Extract brewing. All right. Time to get sticky.
pour in. I think in the future, I'm just going to do the water method to, submerge these in hot water.
Warm water.
Yeah. I mean, I had them near the fire, but it wasn't enough. I think they're still
A little bit thick,
a little bit thick. Yeah. But it's fine.
Oh, we're down to 2. Some people have left. Goodbye, people that left. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate it. Oh, geez, I wouldn't be surprised if Ann left. Freaking,
Oh yeah, I mean she's in Germany, so
yeah.
Monday, probably I imagine they have to work, or not. You never know. Maybe they're off tomorrow.
They're retired.
Maybe they're retired. Yeah.
It's too bad. We could have had first-hand experience. Yes, providing that Ann is gone, but could have had first-hand experience on the differences between dental costs in Germany versus United States.
Dental costs, huh?
Yeah. So I just busted a tooth. For those of you that don't know, we'll go back to regular time. So I busted a tooth, an implant in, and I think so. It's $3,800 for them to remove the tooth and put the metal stud in, and then it's going to be another $2,200 for them to put like the fake cap on it. Well, that's
So much money.
what? That's like $6,000, right? That's a chunk of change. And since we had a German here, we could have asked them. It's like, have any idea what that would cost in Germany? The thing is, though, is that it's not, it's not quite like medical problems. It's like fix it and then you're done. Kind of like a broken leg. You
Right.
can pay for a broken leg, right? It's when you get the chronic problem. Like when you need medications that you're always on. That's when things start to get expensive.
Yeah. Big pharma capitalizes on that.
They do.
I think the medical industrial complex could do more than they say they can. Because the problem is if there's too many cures, then there's no money to be made.
Yeah,
I know that sounds like tinfoil hat shit, but I believe it, man.
it does, but at the same time, those people, the people in Big Pharma, they have moms and sisters and loved ones who are suffering. And at one point, we did cure things. I mean, we wiped out smallpox,
Right.
except for little pieces held in medical labs in Russia and the United States. Or was it anthrax? No, anthrax we didn't wipe out. It was smallpox. Smallpox is the one that you no longer have to get vaccinated for because it just doesn't seem to exist
But
in
I
the
got a
wild.
smallpox vaccination.
Yeah, but you were in the Navy.
Yeah.
Did you get one in high school?
No.
Right. So like for my folks, I mean the Generian scar. The Generian
yeah.
scar.
I know what you're talking about.
Everybody had one.
Because smallpox was a thing, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get vaccinated for smallpox until we were
The
going
Navy,
to
yeah.
places where smallpox was a threat, and it wasn't a threat as in like you might go to a smallpox-ridden country. it was you might encounter smallpox as a biological weapon.
Yeah.
Type deal. So, point being though is that they wiped it out. They did, and that was big pharma, quote unquote, that developed those vaccines and stuff. You certainly do hear some stories, like insulin. That's the big one that a lot of people like to harp about, is how expensive insulin is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because in fact, I was just thinking of that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's so much we don't want to cure type deal as in, but they sure charge a lot of money for stuff.
Kniff?
Knip?
There you go.
You are welcome. My kniff needs to be sharpened, by the way.
That's right. Still doing the job. Let's see if I can minimize the foam. I gotta count on it, but we'll see what happens.
I don't know why when you use the powdered, when you use the malts that have been dehydrated fully to dry malt stage.
Right.
I don't know why they get so foamy, but boy, howdy do they. Stir, stir, stir.
Look, it's a galaxy.
It's a black hole!
All right.
Suddenly, the entire garage collapses into Steve's brew kettles.
All right. I think that's mixed enough, and here comes the foam.
Foam on! I mean, flame on!
Name on. All right. Time to clean as I go.
What? That's crazy. I mean, there's just garbage everywhere, all over your garage.
I know. And now there's less garbage.
Not gonna lie, it's a good habit. Try and learn from you. I still suck at it. Here, you should have this one. Take this one too.
I will.
Fine.
This stuff too. And your little.
And your little dog too. No, don't throw the dog out in the garbage. Oh man, the other day, how much our recycler guys do not care. Don't add glass, right?
Right.
So I took Timo to work and dropped him off at the mother-in-law's, and was like, all right, make sure you get the recycling out. The recycling had everything in it. Bottles, cans, you name it, right? I come back around to take him to work, on my lunch break, and he's got the recycling bin completely empty. Completely empty.
You're like,
Where'd the bottles go? I put them in the recycling. And did the truck take it? Yeah, they took it. Those guys didn't look. They just dumped it in there.
they're probably used to it.
Like, well, I don't think they even get out and look, man. They just let the machine do its thing.
Right.
I mean, I imagine if you're listening close enough, you can hear the difference between glass bottles bouncing into your truck and stuff. But
They're probably shaking their head like, oh, damn it.
well, really, I mean, what are they gonna do at that point?
Right.
Stop the whole truck, climb up there, and dumpster dive a garbage truck?
No.
No, do not get in the machine that is designed to compact garbage, because it will compact you as
It will
well.
squeeze you.
That's the last thing you need to have happen. All right, 20 minutes.
20 minutos.
So in 5 minutes, I have to add my orange peels. I don't know if that's half an ounce. It's half an orange. But it'll be all right.
It'll be fine.
I know I put 3 full orange peels in my breakfast stout, and it is not overpowering. So this will not be overpowering. Are we going to do raisins? Do you have cheap vodka?
We don't have raisins.
Well, yeah, I should go get some cheap vodka and raisins. Well, I thought we'd do raisins into the secondary. Are we going to do that?
Oh, we could.
Mama Lisa's?
What's that?
Mama Lisa's?
I
I
think
think so.
yes.
Yeah, I think
She
she went to
walked
take
that
the stadium chairs back.
Yeah, I suppose I shouldn't use the Grey Goose for that. You use vodka and White Russians? Is that what are White Russians made with vodka?
Yeah, it's vodka and Kahlua, I think. Or no, vodka and not Kahlua. Maybe there's Kahlua. I don't know. I'm not a bartender.
Yeah, I don't do mixed
I think
drinks.
a black Russian is made with Kahlua. A white Russian is made with something else. Cream. Some kind of cream and vodka. Or sweet milk or something.
Wendy, are you still there? What are White Russians made out of?
You have a phone too.
Yeah, I just want someone to tell me the answers. I don't want to work.
It's easier if someone just tells us the answer.
It's so much easier. Fine, I'll get up. I just know that Wendy likes White Russians, so.
Oh, you might know, yeah. Freddie does too. Freddie keeps every now and then.
So if Wendy wants White Russians and vodka is part of the White Russian, then I'm not going to use the Grey Goose to sterilize a bunch of raisins.
Yeah, Grey Goose is not cheap. I don't know if it's like super pricey, but it's not like your cheap vodka. You know, it's not like wine level vodka.
No, that's more like Smirnoff.
Right.
White Russian recipe. White Russian is a decadent and surprisingly easy to make cocktail. Combining vodka, Kahlua, and cream and serving it on the rocks creates a delicious alternative to adult milkshakes. So a black Russian is vodka and Kahlua, and you just don't do the cream.
Oh, okay.
Neither drink is Russian in origin,
Not surprised.
but the name refers to vodka, the spirit often associated with Russia.
True.
It would be a great story to say that the White Russian star rose from that point on, but that's not true. The truth is, it suffered a bit from a stodgy, antiquated reputation until the Big Lebowski came on and breathed new life into it. With the dude sipping it. Ah, you're sticky. And you have to open doorknobs. Oh, vodka, Kahlua, and coffee creamer. Okay, so I guess that answers it. I got to go buy some cheap vodka because we have some nice vodka at home, and I will save that for Wendy's White Russians, which she drinks every so often. Oh, I think Wendy may have left too. We're down to one viewer, so that's only Nathan. Oh, 2. Now we're back to 2.
Back to you, huh?
Yeah, the viewership kind of flutters.
It's fine.
Yeah, Nathan was vodka, Kahlua, and coffee creamer.
Oh,
So yeah, I'll save the good vodka for Wendy's White Russian. She likes White Russians.
yeah, like we should. If we're gonna use it to sterilize, we should get like some pop off or something. Some just
Yeah,
super generic bottom of the shelf vodka.
yeah, absolutely.
Like $7 for a gallon.
Yes, that is that is exactly the stuff.
We have some vodka. I don't know what we have though.
I'll just go buy some from Stars.
Cheap vodka.
Yep. Just whatever's cheap.
You gotta soak them for a while, you know,
It not a lot.
overnight or something. Not even that one, I don't think, maybe.
Yeah, so if you do like with your chocolate things, if you do the cocoa nibs,
Yeah.
if you do it, one way of doing it is to soak your nibs in the vodka,
Mm-hmm.
and then you strain the solids out and you pour just the vodka tincture into your secondary.
Oh.
Now, if you do that, they say about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Put it in a bottle for
soak
like
it for 2 weeks.
for a jar for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
But in our case, we're not making a raisin tincture. We're just sterilizing the outsides of the raisins.
Right. So they can go into the secondary and just kind of sit there for a little bit.
Yeah. And so I think
They're not going to go into the beer, so.
Yeah, they're gonna either float to the top or sit at the bottom. Whatever raisins do in a liquid.
Yeah.
In Mountain Dew, they kind of do the whole thing.
So they up and down.
Yeah, because of the carbonation, it gets in all the wrinkles,
Ah.
and then they float to the top. And when it gets to the top, the carbonation lets go, and they sink to the bottom. It's good to have Nathan as a viewer.
Yeah.
Well versed in alcoholic drinks.
Keep us on point.
Yes.
Do we have your other hops yet?
What's that?
Do we have your other hops yet?
At the 50, no, my hops are at the 10-minute mark. Oh, 14:20. I gotta put
your stuff in there.
the orange peel and the cinnamon sticks. That's what needs to go in now. I think. Yeah,
I believe you are correct.
orange peel and cinnamon sticks. So, in goes the orange peel. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have stick cinnamon, American style. And we're gonna do 4 sticks of that. 2, 3, 4. Those can go in as well. Maybe give that a little bit of a stir to get it all mixed up. Now it's looking really beautiful. With little chunkies floating in it. Need to get the nutmeg ready. Because at the 10-minute mark, I'm going to put half a teaspoon of nutmeg.
When are I'll get to boil? One of these hours.
Sometime in the not so near or near future.
All right.
Good. Let's see. teaspoon. Could I get a teaspoon measure thing there?
Here's a half.
That's what we're doing. We're doing half a teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon. Because last time was just not quite enough. So we'll go a little stronger.
Yeah, we should do the raisins. We gotta look and see how much we need though.
Yeah, but that'll be in the secondary, so we have time to
Yeah, no, that's
plan
fine.
for that.
I'm just trying to. Yeah, I have no idea. Like, is it 1 pounds?
Could you open that for me? If you need the knife, I got the knife. That'll work. Perfect. Appreciate it.
Yep. Well, of course, watching it's gonna make it go faster.
Yes. Everyone knows that.
Duh. Every now and then I see the bubbles just kind of shimmer. It's trying. It's trying. It's getting there. I just asked Brand if she was good to get pizza. Since that'll likely be what we're going to have tonight. Because it's the easiest thing to do, you know.
It is the easiest thing to do.
Timer setting.
Okay, and actually, now we're about to start to have to move. So that means
Time to roll.
it is time to say thank you for all of those that watched. Appreciate it. All the way from Germany. That was very nice of you to check in and hang out with us as long as you did. Thank you, Nathan, for showing up. Thank you, Wendy, if you're still here. My sweet baby. Can't wait for you to come home. And Jade, of course, our faithful viewer from the Pacific Northwest, along with us. As always, relax.
Don't worry.
Have a home brew. We will catch you later. All right, and now we gotta click this because this is so professional. So professional. Goodbye.